This is a new snowboard for 2015-2016, and it looks like we've come full circle. After years of the kind of rocker craze, we've got what is essentially a directional shape with a camber profile, bit set back. So hello 90s in 2016. This is the K2 Enjoyer Series CarveAir, Tim Eddy's first kind of pro model snowboard. Whilst it's not a traditional camber, it's almost the same thing. It's essentially flat between the feet, but then it drops down to the bindings. So it's kind of, instead of a curve of a camber, it's straight lines. And this gives you the control of camber, but it kind of lifts you up when you're going along the flats. Something that's needed because quite obviously it's a short board that's been widened. Whilst a lot of the new snowboards coming on the market these days are laden with tech, this one is pretty simple. It's got 3 types of wood in the core, and that's all the rep told me. It's all about the shape. This has got the same base surface area as a normal snowboard for a guy of my height and weight, but it's wider and shorter, which means for someone like me who for years has found that normal snowboard widths are too small for my feet and wide snowboards are too unwieldy, this comes right back to mid-wide, and it's perfect for carving around, which is pretty much what it's designed for. Whilst that kind of approach to board design isn't exactly new, we've had the S420 for a few years now, this sits right between that and something like the Jones Hovercraft. But whereas both of those boards are designed mainly for powder, this is something that can cruise the whole mountain. We had a few pockets of powder on the way down today, but it was mainly piste, and this performed brilliantly. You can really hold a massive Euro carve if you want, or whip in little tight turns because of the short stubby tail. And I reckon this would be real fun to play with in the slush as well. It's got a really surfy feel. Kind of like Tim Eddy, the designer, and also riders like Curtis Woodman and Ben Lynch. People that kind of want to lay back turns and really get that shortboard surf feel into snowboarding. Whilst it's not designed to go in the park, I'd probably still take it in, but just to do stuff like methods and slashes and butters off the knuckles, I would still be having way more fun than anybody else on the whole mountain. This board is amazing to ride, and full disclosure, I'm probably going to be owning one next year. This is the K2 CarveAir.